Hey Warshippers, I'm making this video for my new friend HoJo. He's in the Myogi on the other side. He's an experienced player. He's got 7,000 games.
Enemy force
I've got over
detected.
9,000 now, and it may be closing in on 10. I'm not sure. But he says, I'm not sure what this means. GC, always like a game fixed. GC, what does GC mean? GC, that's Caesar. That's the Caesar, the battleship. That is an OP ship. This one is not, and I don't think the Icky is either. I don't know the Icky. This ship is effective with AP against cruisers at close range, within, you know. I like to shoot within 8-9K. That's its ace in the hole, and it's got good forward-facing torps, but they're short range, 6K. So he didn't like the fact that I had 1,600 games in this ship.
Torpedoes to port.
The fact is, I do not like the upper tier World of Warships.
Torpedoes,
I
dead
just tier 10 ships. I'll play them, for events and things like that, but I just think they're far too gimmicky.
Enemy destroyer sighted. Enemy battleship detected. Torpedoes to port.
The enemy team has taken the lead. Enemy cruiser foundered.
So we've got one other little ship over here. That's the Shenyang, and I'm not doing my very best. I really should have this ship out by now, and I think he's getting it tritted. What I do, I shipped it to HE, but the Shenyang got it. Yeah, the Giulio Caesar is a super OP ship at tier 4 and 5. It's almost unfair, and you can tell in the player rates in the boat. Players will be as much as 20 points higher in the GC. It just it's just an easy boat to play at tier 4 and 5. If it gets up tier to 7, things change pretty quick for it. But at 4 and 5, it is absolutely uber, and anybody can play it. This boat is very effective at tier 5 if you know how to play it. So that Schengen, he picked up all the kills there in that zone. And the game's even. We were behind.
All
But here's
stations, proceed to capture that area.
here's
All
our other
forces,
ships. This
capture
is the
that area.
Itchy. I mean, that's playing pretty damn remote. And I'm trying to remember who this one is. Let me look here. Oh, that's the Caesar. So they're both playing from way back, which is interesting because I think the Caesar is better near the action. So I've lost track of the Myogi. I don't really know where he is. Last I can see, 2 battleships. It's like one ship is unaccounted for, so I don't know where the Myogi is. And I did not expect this to be the Exeter. I guess I should have. The DD was out by the Caesar. So I'm not really enamored with this developing encounter. I'm not facing the right way. but I have better torpedo angles than the Exeter does, I'm pretty sure. Here comes the ones that he shot early. And it's exactly, this is his rack from the other side, and I anticipate that. So now, I know he doesn't have any racks left on this side, and I do. I see where the Myogi is suddenly, and that's a bit of a surprise. I got a problem. Look how far away he is. So I decide all I can do is try to get my right side torpedo rack on.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
And I'm not seen yet, but I'm going to be. So I let the 2 racks off. My initial thought is to angle away from this, and then I realized I'm never going to be able to do that. So I actually put it back into gear, and I give him full broadside, and then I finally get the round to shooting. And those go right through me. You can see the armor on this boat is negligible unless it's angled. So if I had angled, he stood a pretty good chance of citizenning me. But you can see I got a flooding on him with those 3 torpedo hits. So now my focus is to use damage control party is to get fire. I'm trying to get fire. I've got a very low fire rate with these guns, but I got 9 of them pointing at him. And I think they are like 8 or 9%. I'm desperately trying to get fires. Then he hits me with overpins again. I got my first fire. I ought to try to get him to midship, and I got midship. Now I see his bow. I move way out to try to get a bow fire, and bang, I get a bow fire. So I got 3 fires burning that are perma-fires, and all I have to do is just keep giving him broadside for overpins. Right through the bow.
Team is taking the lead. Enemy battleship sunk.
He said bullshit. Well, it was a little bullshit because you try to go up to tier 10 and you try to citadel a, what's that tier 10 Russian cruiser that spams? I've got one. I can't remember its name right now. It's got 4-gun turrets and it's got 4 4-gun turrets. Damn, I just can't remember its name right now. It's got smoke. It's a spamming maniac, but you can't sit it unless you're far enough away or it angles enough for the fuse to set. And that was my strategy there. I don't like to do it, you know, but that really kind of changed the tide of the game. So I held fire, noticing I was going to go out of my detection range, which is 10-9, and it looks like the Itchy is finally in the battle. He feels confident now that he can move up and shoot, and I realize that I don't have to do too much. If he's gonna, and I'm gonna take the tact of the newbies that let the battleship spot for them. I'm going to let this battleship spot for me because I can at this juncture, and I'm going to try to set fires on them. He's Myogi, my friend's HoJo still complaining, saying 6,000 battles in the Icky and 500 in the GC. Well, Mr. Hojo, you've got like 7,000 battles overall. Um, I don't know what your favorite ship is, but you know the fact is, I used to play a game called Fighter Race, and it's been gone for many years. But I only fought one plane. There were a lot of planes, but I picked a plane that was effective. It was a Focke-Wulf A8 Werger, and it wasn't as fast as the other planes. It couldn't climb as quickly as the other planes, um, but it had good armor and it had good guns. And the one thing it could do an aileron roll. That's where you roll the plane and you cut to the left, and then you roll it back and cut to the right. It was so nimble with the ailerons, you could get a plane off your tail, and it's called a scissors, and you could get them to bypass you and swing in behind you, even though it was slower than these other planes. You just had to know how to fly it. So this was an expert game. I did okay in XP. I've done better, but it was a pretty good game. Um, this was a bot. So when you're complaining, about the matchup, a bot led your team, and the Murmansk was on my side. Um, I know you're a pretty good player. I looked up your stats. You're not bad. You're actually pretty good in the Myogi, but you did get into tier 4. You've got enough games. You didn't have to fight a tier 4 battleship. You could have come in something else, but I don't remember. Yeah, I think we were. In fact, I got something here. It's called Battle Statistics. Let me run it and show it to you. I didn't close that down. We were 77% chance to win the game. You guys were you're only 21. So where are you? You were the Myogi. You got over 50. That's decent, and even more in the boat. You got 6,500 games. Is this what you were running to know? Um, I just do it, after the fact. But you guys didn't have a very good chance to win, as a bot leading your team tends to indicate. Um, this was a pretty good player. I've seen guys get into Caesar and take this rate up another 7 points plus, because it is a massively overpowered boat for tier 5. Um, this guy was a little surprising. Um, that's a very good rate. I think he had a lot of games. How many games does he have? 35,000 games. This guy's played a lot, but look what his battle intelligence rating is. It's only 74. You can see mine is much higher. My average damage is greater than his. He's 38 overall and 45 in the boat. Mine's 52.8 in the boat. And in that game we just played, I think I made 160,000 damage. So, this guy's a good player. He's a good role player. He's probably playing a lot of games at this tier. It's easier to win because the new guys come in. And maybe that's why I play it to a certain extent. But I actually like the dynamics of the game at the lower tiers. I like the fact you're not looking at a whole lot of radar, that you don't have 1 second repeating cannon, um, that you don't have what is it, multi-burst and all that stuff. I just like the physics of the lower tier game, and that's why I play this boat. Um, Plus, like I said, I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I'll gravitate to a boat and I'll play it, and I know what to do in it. There's a learning curve with every boat, and I don't want to take the time to learn how many boats are there. I mean, I personally have, I think, over 300. I just don't want to take the time. But um, why were you at tier 4? Why were you why were you down at tier 4 when you could be anywhere?